everybody. How are we all doing? It's that time again. It's 9 p.m. on Thursday. Well, 9 p.m. for me. 9 p.m. GMT on a Thursday, which means it's time to come and listen to me droning on for 2 hours. No, I'm joking. Let's have a wee look down the list and say hi to everybody. So Justin Michael is in first. Justin's on time. I'm only joking. I'm just saying that, Justin, because I've just seen you say something like you'd be late to your own funeral, and Alex was chatting. It made me chuckle. So hi, Justin. Look at Laurie Tries Life. And we've got Nancy from A Crone's Intuition. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing? She says hi, Chris, and everyone coming in. Got my lovely wee Jamie Cops from Wonder Mountain Bardic Path. She was here with 6 minutes and 36 seconds to go, in case you were interested. She was all excited to get started. That's nice. Yeah, lovely Deanne from Blue Crescent Tarot. We've got Sandra from the Whispering Well. Hello, Sandra. E. Kestro, hi V. And Shadowed Woodland. It's nice to see you. Morning all. Are you in Australia or somewhere in that area of the globe? Yeah, so we've got Simon Lee up. Hi Simon, how are you? Claire Lazens is here. Got lovely Mandy from the Artistry of Tarot. Debbie from Aquarius Owl. And let's see if we got anyone else, or have I caught everyone? Kristen's here. Hi Kristen. I knew you weren't sure if you were going to make it. I hope everything's okay, Kristen. Of course, the cat jumps. Did I say the cat jumps or the chat jumps? I meant chat. I don't have a cat. I think Kristen's still stopped bloody jumping. Oh, I can see Zane. Hi Zane, how are you? Caroline, hiya Caroline, how you doing? So we had Kristen come in, we had Zane, we had Caroline. Caroline? Where's that from? Caroline? It's from a film, it's from The Skeleton Key. Random, I know. What the main character in that's called Caroline, and she goes to stay with this kind of southern lady, and when she shouts her, she goes, Caroline. It's quite good, the way she said it. Squirrels, random, brain fart. Maybe someday we'll get to the end of the list. Yep, you're in Australia, Shadowed Woodland. Cool. Kathy Kerr, hi Kathy. And Leander from Liminal Lark, excuse me. It's nice to see you. Got Robin from Toadstool Tarot. Hi Robin. Let's see. A couple of people saying poltergeist. Poltergeist? Have I got a poltergeist? I hope not. Laurie says, I've never heard the term chin-wag. It just means a chat. If you're chatting and your chin's wagging, it's going up and down. That's all it means. Nerisse is here. Hi, Nerisse. And hello to our tarot Waynes. Wayne is a Scottish word for kid. W-E-A-N, Wayne. Caleb. Although Caleb probably wouldn't appreciate me calling him a tarot Wayne. Sorry, Caleb. Tarot young man. And Max, our other tarot young man. And any other tarot young people out there. Or Caroline. I was saying Caroline. Caroline. Sorry. Right, I think I've caught everyone. If I've missed anyone, then sorry. But I'm hoping I've got you all. Lucy, just seen Lucy pop in. Hi Lucy, how you doing? So I'd said in the in the post and in the description that I don't really have. I've got a couple of wee things in the old notebook to say, cover off, to chat about. But yeah, I was actually the pages, says Laurie. That's a good idea. The pages, the pages. There we go. Get Caleb and Max and any other pages that we have in the room or in the vicinity. Anyway, again, distracted. So yeah, there was a couple of things I wanted to say. Over the weekend there, I was off the grid. We lost Wi-Fi in the house, and I've got awful internet in my phone. I've got terrible phone signal in my house, which is really irritating. Usually it's absolutely fine because everything I use my phone for is through, like Wi-Fi, and even like things like calls. It's like I do that Wi-Fi calling thing where the Wi-Fi boosts the signal or something. I don't know how it works, but yeah, everything that I guess so. I was I was off the grid. I was offline. I had limited internet availability over the weekend, so I wasn't in the usual. Like I think on Saturday I was good. I was in Simon's live on Saturday and Jilly's live as well. Jilly and Jonathan, but I lost it on Saturday night. So Sunday and Monday and first half of Tuesday, zero internet. So yeah, I was missing from some lives and people were trying to message me. I wasn't the best at getting back because it's like I don't know, it was taking ages just to load up like things like Clydes and messages and stuff. So just wanted to let you know. Another thing I should have said last week actually, but I've actually started an Instagram. It's just the channel name, Elemental Cartomancy. Because my other Instagram is just my own, and I don't do tarot stuff at all on it because I don't necessarily want to be putting tarot stuff out on that. But I've started an Instagram for my channel, so pop over and follow me if you're on Insta, and I'll give you a follow back. Well, I've been doing things like just if I put up a video or no, I didn't do it there actually. But what I did do is, when I'm going live, I've announced it on Instagram. So yeah, follow me if you fancy. I wanted to give another wee shout out to Malamir's Kickstarter. So if you saw me last week or the 2 weeks before that, you'd have saw that I had our very own Malamir Logan on, and Malamir had sent me a prototype of her deck that is on Kickstarter just now, live on Kickstarter. Deanne, don't suppose you'd be able to find me a wee link? Just some behind the scenes info, guys. Deanne very kindly messaged me about half an hour ago and said, "Is there anything you need me to do for you while you're live?" And me, being the usual blank-minded person that I am, thought, I think we're all good. And then, of course, I forget about the Kickstarter, and there it's there before I've even finished yapping. Thank you so much. So yeah, if you enjoyed deck, or if you want to pop on over and have a wee look at it and show Malamir some support, it's doing so well. It's looking as though it's going to get to target no bother at all, because it was something like halfway after a day or two. It's on until the end of March, and it's already a good bit of the way in. So definitely pop over and have a look at that if you haven't already. So that was for Malamir's Chakra Healing Tarot on Kickstarter right now. Yeah, so I started saying, excuse me, drink. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. I started saying earlier, say your channel name again, Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. Why? Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I start blabbing and I ignore the chat, guys, sorry. So I saw the pages, Nerys says handy dandy notebook. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I also write my cards of the day in it. Oh, which incidentally I don't think I've done yet for today. No, if not, I need to remember and do that. My card of the day was, I'll show you. Oh, come on. The Three of Pentacles. And I've been using the Crystal Skulls Tarot just now a lot. In that vein, actually, on that note, I'm very excited to tell you that I've been speaking with Jessie Driscoll, who is the creator of this lovely, amazing deck. And I think that Jessie's going to come live with me at some point, and we're going to basically see what we did with Malamir the first live, where we walked through the deck and, you know, me and Malamir got chatting about all the cards. We're going to do something similar with the Crystal Skulls. So I'm excited because I'm going to get to ask, you know, about all, because you know what I'm like, I don't know, you know, one crystal from the other. I'm really rather terrible when it comes to crystals, which is why I've got a crystal called Sandra. Let's just get Sandra out actually. Oh. So yeah, I'm excited to learn about them though. So I've got Jessie, who I think is going to come on with me, and we're going to chat about, we're going to walk through the deck, you know, go through it, explore it, talk about the cards. Why did you pick that crystal for that card? All that lovely stuff. So I'm so excited for that. And yeah, look out for it. It should, I'm hoping, and I think we've agreed a date, but next, you know, few weeks, I think. So exciting. Let me see. Zane, what I'm so excited for Malamir's deck. What I've seen of it is stunning. Yeah, it really is. I can actually, as I'm chat, no, not that. That's your deck. That's your deck, Zane. Malamir's deck sits right beside the Zany Tarot on my shelf. Let's do this. And whilst I'm just yapping away, why don't I just randomly, or the cards can just, or the poltergeist can flip through the cards. Just randomly flip through different cards. Mendy, you're my hero, says Diane. Why? What did Mendy do? Oh, because you're sitting eating a bagel. Oh, I love a good bagel. A bagel toasted with some butter on it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Sounds like a country music star, Mendy. Luan. Oh, because they're all correct, right? I've got you. I thought for a minute I was pronouncing your name wrong there. Let's see. Justin says cello. I backed the next Stone deck on Kickstarter. Not heard of it, let's see, I'm going to have a look. Oh, and you've put Malamir's Instagram as well, that's amazing, thank you. George Lucas. No, I mean, I don't want to, in fact, you know, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. So you can probably imagine what I was going to say there, but we're not going to go there because, like I say, we're not going to jinx it. Caroline needs a fresh cuppa. I've got my tea here, I've got decaf tea in the good old grumpy mug. This is actually Sandy's mug, but I like the size of it. It makes a cup of tea that's big enough that it's enough tea, but it's not so big that the tea's gone cold by the time you're finished drinking it. So it's ideal. Nerys is keeping an eye on tsunami warnings. Wow, a view's got, oh gosh, that's not good. And oh, that's exactly how you're eating it, Mendy. Ideal. It's tiny trinkets and Taro. Angela, isn't it? You're going to taunt us with the deck. Not taunting, I'm just showing you. I'm showcasing it, I'm showing it off because it's a lovely deck. I've just realised it's a wee bit pixelated. You can kind of see it. I can toast and butter a bagel and eat it for you, Chris, if that's helpful. Sure, Robin, fire on ahead. I've just had some cereal and yogurt. That was my snack that I was wolfing down, hoping I would finish it before I had to go live. It's a lovely deck, cannot wait to get it in my hands, says Angela. Definitely. Look at that Queen of Cups. Sandra, that's your card, isn't it? Is that not your colour, Sandra? Do you not love purple? Or am I making that up? The Empress. Yeah, I've done it again. I went off track. Like, what it is that I keep trying to say is, because I don't have too much on the agenda, it was just going to be a chit chat back and forth. But you know how people have been doing these Q&A type things where they ask for questions and then they make a video answering it. So I was thinking we could maybe do like a, for the next half an hour or whatever. If you've got any particular questions, I reserve my right to refuse to answer if I need to, but I'm sure I won't get asked any questions that I need to refuse. But yeah, any questions, fire them at me. So this is just questions for me. Pick a card, any card, do a little trick for us. I don't actually know any card tricks. Yeah, no. That's terrible, isn't it? A card slinger. Like, that is one of the key points on my channel. Card slinging, sling cards. And I don't know any card tricks. So, sorry, Robin. Well remembered, Caroline, that's impressive. Simon loves purple. Do you, Simon? I don't think I knew that. I like purple's a nice colour. I like red. I like black. To be honest, I like most colours. Depends the context. Depends what it is. How much money do you have in your bank account, and could you please send some? Just proving me wrong there. I don't actually know how much I've put in my bank account. Just like, I couldn't tell you. I get paid in the 27th of the month, and then all this jiggery pokery happens. All my transfers happen. Things get paid. Stuff goes to savings. So yeah, it all happens by magic, and I don't really take much to do with it. And then, by about the 12th, I usually buy a tarot deck, and then maybe get a takeaway or spend some kind of silly money. And then, sure enough, by the time payday comes round, I'm like, oh, why have I not got any money in my bank? It's the same old cycle. Diane, you remembered Arian Rod colours? Arian Rod. What did Diane remember? Sandra loves purple, blue and white. Oh, it's impressive that you remember that, actually. How old were you when you first read with tarot cards, and what was the name of that deck? I was about 8 or 9 years old actually, and this was not this exact deck, but this was it was this Smith-Waite version deck that I got first. Told that story a few times, but no harm in telling it again. Oh, that's funny. Kind of out of order, but not really. Oh well. So my mum worked in a pub, and she used to get tarot readings. They would do like tarot nights, and she would get her fortune told, get her cards read, and then she would come home and tell us like kind of what kind of things she got told, and I was always just kind of really kind of enamored and fascinated with it. And then one time, like I can't remember if it was me that asked or if she said first, but it's like, why don't we get a tarot deck? So we ended up going into the city centre where all the shops are, and went to Waterstones, and we went up to the counter and basically said like we're wanting to get a tarot deck, and the guy behind the counter was absolutely fantastic. He says, right, okay, so he basically took all of the tarot decks that you had, I'm just doing this as an example here, and put them on the counter in front of me, and then started asking me questions. So he was like, right, okay, so what kind of things do you like? Do you like bright colours, nice pictures? And I would say like, yeah, I do. So then he would take a deck away, any deck that didn't have what I said I liked, and then question by question, he narrowed it down until we got to just 2 decks. And I think it was this one and the Universal, which I do have, but it's back there somewhere. And said, well, you're picking these two. Basically, they're the ones that sound as though they'll be best for you. And I went with this one. So yeah, that was how I got my first tarot deck. I was about 8 or 9 years old, I think. So I specifically remember I was in primary school. And yeah, I kind of was reading cards ever since then. First time I ever read them, obviously they come in order, yeah. So I did like a daft wee shuffle, and then put 2 cards on the table, and it was the Hanged Man and Death, and I was like, Mom! She was like, you're an idiot, shuffle them! But anyway, yeah, that's the story of my first kind of tarot experience, I guess. Let's see. Question: what is your spiritual faith, if any? Shadowed with and dust. So I don't really put a term on it. I don't really define that, I suppose. I don't want to broad brush this statement, because I don't think that to define something is necessarily a bad thing. I think that it can be limiting though, and I think if I was to put a word on it, put a term on it, I would probably end up, whether consciously or subconsciously, limiting myself. What do I believe? I suppose I believe that there's, I think I said this in a video recently, there's a wee bit of divine in everything. We see it through like random acts of kindness, we see it, or we not so much see it, feel it, we feel it. Have you ever listened to music and it just makes the hair on the back, like it just gives you the shudders, it gives you that amazing feeling? Usually it's actually like film music, music associated with something. Like, try to think of an example. The Avengers, random I know, right? But see the Avengers theme tune. So see, for anyone who's seen Endgame, I'm not going to try and sing it because I don't want to make an idiot of myself. But see at the bit when at the Endgame, kind of towards the end of the film. Spoiler alert. but when they all kind of come back and they come through the portals and it's like Avengers Assemble and then it's the proper Avengers theme tune, that just gives me goosebumps and makes me feel amazing. And I think that there's a wee bit of, that connection. I think there's a wee bit of divinity in that. So yeah, that wasn't really a very a very coherent answer, but there's kind of randomly sprinklings of what I would say my spirituality is. The answer is, oh my gosh, what was that? What was what? Sandy takes what? What's Sandy taking? So I think I'm behind in the chat. Do you have any rugrats? As in kids? No, I've got pets. I've got 2 snakes and I've got a budgie, but I don't have any children. I do have a niece and a nephew who are very dear and special to me. I spend every Monday with my niece, but I don't have any of my own and I don't see us having kids. A bunch of what happens? I'm trying to remember what we're saying. It's an exact 4-week pay month this time too. Yeah, that's true actually, because there's only 28. Well, I'm not sure for me actually, because I think I got paid on the 26th, because if the 27th falls on a weekend or a bank holiday, then it reverts to the Friday before. So I might still be like a day or so out. I was going to ask if Chris and Sandy have joint accounts and how much they spend of it on insurance. Okay, Robin. I've never. I don't mean this in a demeaning way towards anyone's life choices or anything like that. But I've never taken anything like that. It's just not. I don't know. It's just not something I've ever wanted to try. So none is the answer, Robin. Dad's humour. Whose hands are bigger, yours or Simon's? I don't know. I've never met Simon, but now that you've asked the question, we'll be sure to find out. I suppose we could. So Simon, hang on. Simon's going to have to judge this. So, standard Rider-Waite tarot cards, and that's how it sits in my hand. So if I put it kind of right at my wrist line, it comes up to like halfway. Just under halfway from my first index finger knuckle. So you do the same and tell us whose hands are bigger. There you go. Problem solving. More like Grandad, but you flatter me. I do also like colour red. Am I that far behind in the chat? I remember all important things like tarot tubers' favourite things, says Deanne. When I was 12, says Justin, my mum went to a card reader and the lady told her if I didn't take a career in music, I will never be happy. There you go, Justin. 8 or 9, that's so awesome. I wish I discovered it, or was allowed to explore it, I should say, when I was that young. Thanks for saying. Oh, you're very welcome. I saw Simon say Tarot Troopers 80Z. Oh, it's there. Hello, Mr. Chris. Hello, Tarot. Hello, Mr. Richard. How are you doing? Let me just get some emojis in there for you, Richard. Let's see, plenty of dancing emojis, some smiles, some love hearty faces. Oh no, I've gone over. I've actually gone over. I can't take that many. I'm going to take some away. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just being immature. There we go. 200. I think an emoji takes up like a few characters. There we go. What's your favourite smell? That's an interesting question. What is my favourite smell? Citrusy smells are always nice. I like a good citrus smelling candle. I love candles that are that kind of butterscotchy smell. That's always really nice. I don't know, I don't think I've ever thought about that. What's your favourite smell, Laurie? Was it Laurie or was it Angela that asked that? It was Angela, sorry. What's your favourite smell? What's everyone's favourite smell? I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Hangman plus death for your first pool, jeepers. Yeah, of course, I didn't really know what any of them meant at that point, eh? So, yeah. Tristan says, I love red. My living room is red. My one study is red. Yeah, red's a good colour. What's the last thing you spilled coffee or tea on? Probably my top. Which is why you don't really very often see me wearing white tops. Because white tops seem to be a magnet for me to spill food and drink on. Yeah. You could be a pantheist, Chris. I've not heard of that term before, Simon. I take it that's just anything and everything type thing. What's your favourite root vegetable? A potato's root vegetable, because it'd probably be potato or maybe a sweet potato. Sweet potatoes or maybe a turnip or sweet. Yes, Chris, music really gets me like that. All right, okay. I've had a lot of specific channeling happen when listening to music. Yeah, I was watching this kind of tarot reader online. I think her name's Angie Barrentine or something like that. She's like a tarot reader that reads for famous people and stuff. But she plays music while she's reading. She says she finds it helps her to kind of tune in. What's your favourite Star Wars movie? Then that's a good question. Do you know, Mendy? I don't know. It's difficult to say. I really enjoy all of them, and I do mean all of them. Like all of the 9 main ones. I know that. So the original trilogy, I was too young to kind of see them in the cinema. I was born in '88. When I saw the first one in 1999 when it came out, I loved it, but it wasn't that way where I was a Star Wars like fanatic yet, like I am now. So I don't remember being all that excited for it. Now, episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I loved it. I went to see that 3 times in the cinema, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I loved it. I still do kind of enjoy it. I enjoy like the kind of the end bits, which is quite a common theme for me. I think I enjoy the kind of end fight scenes of films. Revenge of the Sith is really good. I really enjoy that. I love, just how everything unfolds and matches up and stuff. Yeah, it's difficult to kind of pin it down to just one, to be honest. Salty or sweet? Definitely sweet, Laurie. You were talking about money going into the account and then said a bunch of, jiggery pokery. How do you explain what jiggery pokery is? It's just like, I don't know, stuff, really. Like, I don't know, someone help me. What does jiggery pokery mean? Hang on, let me get rid of these emojis because they're taking up part of the screen. It would be the same for next month, Chris. Of course it would. Right, you are. What are we doing? Firing questions at Chris? Yes, Richard, that's exactly what we're doing. Kristen, yeah, it's kind of a Q&A. Robin Simon towers over all of us. I'm going to remember that next time I pull the tower card. Chris is pretty tall though. Yeah, I'm 6'3". I think Simon's 6'4" though, so just an inch taller than me. Mine then is it only comes to the top of my palm. Wow, really? So this part of Simon's hand is the size of a standard tarot card. There you go. Wow, Simon, you must have like Hagrid hands. You must have proper big, big hands. Kilts or quilts? I don't really know. I don't understand because to me kilts and quilts are two totally different. It's like saying oranges or candles. I don't really understand. Kathy's Crossing, a quick pop in to say hello to everyone. Hi there, thank you very much for popping in. It's lovely of you to say hello. Have you ever seen a ghost or a UFO? No, I can't say that I have, Justin. I'm a big shite bag. I've given myself frights many a times. What was it I did a few weeks ago did I tell you? It was before I came live. I might not have told you actually. I think I jumped in for a shower, right? And then I came into the bedroom to get dressed. And whilst I was getting dressed, the way that the covers, the way the quilt, the covers had been left, it looked as though there was someone lying in the bed, and I knew that Sandy was downstairs because I could hear him on the PC. So I absolutely jumped out of my skin. I thought somebody was lying, some random person was lying in my bed watching me getting dressed. Turned out it wasn't, it was just the way the covers were lying, but there you go. This isn't very good, is it? Because I'm not really doing anything on that. What is the most peaceful place you've ever been? Gosh, good question. Most peaceful? Apart from my bed. I suppose the top of Ben Lomond is pretty peaceful. So that's one of the mountains in Scotland. I'm not a mountain climber or anything like that, but my dad used to take us when we were young, and I remember on my birthday one year, me and him went and climbed a mountain, Ben Lomond, and yeah, top of that was pretty peaceful. We had our wee picnic, our packed lunch that we took, and then walked back down. Hi, Neem. Is that you kind of snuck in, or have you been here for ages and I've just not noticed? Apologies if you have. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. If you could meet anyone from history, who would it be? That's a good question. I'll think on it and come back to you, Richard, okay? Because I'm not 100% sure on that one. Maybe Alan Turing? So he was essentially invented as the computer, the Turing machine, which is like the first kind of, it was like a coding thing in wartime. And I might have picked this up wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he was gay. But it was, you know, before the time when it was kind of socially accepted. I suppose that's quite recent history, isn't it? Because that's like one of the world wars. I'm sure, is that like World War II? So I suppose that's not history, but there you go. It's probably my answer. God is in the detail, Chris. Everything is divine. I can't do perfumes either. Oh, in terms of smells, actually, there's a good point. Jean-Paul Gaultier aftershave eau de toilette is a really nice smell. I love aftershaves, so I do really like aftershaves. Usually I spray a wee bit of aftershave before I go live, which is really silly because I know you can't smell me, but it makes me feel a wee bit special. But I actually forgot to today, so I'm off my game. Right. Empire Strikes Back, then Return of the Jedi. Do you know, did anyone say anything about me not saying one of the original trilogy? Yeah. I was expecting to get slated for that. I'm going to totally judge him based on this answer. Just saying. Yeah, I thought that might happen, but that's all good. Favourite Star Wars, those words are surely an oxymoron, says Simon. Very funny. Empire Strikes Back was epic. It was. I think just because I didn't, I wasn't around for the hype of it. If you could have a superpower of invincibility or super strength, invisibility, sorry, or super strength, which would you pick? I would, I don't know actually. Super strength, I think. Super strength, because my worst fear is something happening to somebody that I care about. Do you know what I mean? And me having no control over it. So like, if, if somebody was attacked, or like, God's forbid anything like that ever happen. But like, I'm not, like, I couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag. So super strength would come in quite handy. Just being able to kind of poke someone and they go flying away, and that's it. Incident over. Oh, my respect for Chris is slowly diminishing, did that say? Hang on, what was that? Oh, Mandy, slowly diminishing. Episodes 1 to 3 don't count as real Star Wars movies. Why? Why not? Episodes 1 to 3 were amazing. My husband and his brothers walked out the theatre during the first movie in the 70s and never watched another one. Jiggly pokery, moving stuff around to make it fit. All right, okay, yeah, fair enough. What? Oh, you can still remember seeing it in the theatre when you were 4? Wow. That's so cool. See, I would love to have. I know for a fact that if I was around to see those films in the cinema, I would probably pick them. But I'm not one of these. I don't necessarily. I'm not like, oh, it's always got to be the original. You know, it's always got to be, you know, the first trilogy, or you know, it's always got to be the original thing. Like, I don't know. I thought that the first three movies were really good story wise. They were really well done for the time, but when you look at them all together now, I think there's like a clear difference between, you know, like even like the lightsaber fights and all that kind of thing. They're so much better, like kind of done, put together, choreographed, and 1 to 3 and 7 to 9. But I don't know if you've seen on YouTube. There's like a remake of the Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi fight, and it's actually pretty good. So look that up if you're interested. I once knew a guy who's 6'7". Yeah, do you know, I've got a close friend who is 6'7", and he's got an identical twin who is 6'8", I think. But it's something, you know, it's, he's definitely 6'7", and he's twins taller than him. So yeah, poor mother that gave birth to those twins, eh? Oh, whose hands? I said Hagrid's hands. Sorry, that was a Harry Potter reference. That's what I'm going to call him now. Yeah, shite bag. Like, totally admit I'm a shite bag. What time are we on? We're in 10 to 10. Jeez, oh. Any questions for the cards, guys? What I'll do is I'll start a scroll. Was there anything that I wanted to say that I didn't quite get to? I wanted to quickly touch on the Mariel study group. We've had like, you know, we've had people quite strongly on both sides of the fence. We've had people saying they would much rather it was Zoom. They feel that they would get a lot more out of it. And then we've also got people who feel they would much prefer it was on like this kind of medium, like a YouTube live, and that we interacted through the comments. You know, for various reasons, people don't like kind of don't gel well with Zoom calls and stuff. And I understand both points of view. What it's coming down to is either I'm going to have to make a call and say, look, we're just going with this, because there isn't really any kind of way for me to get some sort of poll out there. I suppose I could use one of the, like I could use the Barely Balanced group, but I'm conscious that like I don't know if everyone that watches this and everyone that's expressed interest in it would be on that group and would see it. But anyway, my other solution is to essentially do both, which I think I'll be willing to do that because it's only once a month that we're planning on doing it. So what I was thinking was we could like maybe I don't know what order, maybe do like the YouTube live, you know, where we kind of go through like the card of the month and then do like the kind of reading and then just all interact through the chat, you know, like we're doing just now, and kind of in the same, I suppose, a similar style to Tarot Playdate, kind of. And then we can have like the kind of Zoom meeting to follow it up, you know. And then that way, if there's people that strongly prefer one over the other, then they only need to go to the one. So that's kind of where my head's at with it. That way, it's the best of both worlds. Obviously, it's the same time that we'll be doing them both, so people hopefully won't feel like they need to attend both. And yeah, that's what my thoughts are on that. Sorry, I went to turn on the thing music there and I didn't do it because I'm distracted. Yeah, when I was typing out the banner, I almost put it on with Elemental Cartoon Nancy. So I was almost calling myself Elemental Cartoon Nancy. I know I'm probably going to regret telling you that because it's going to stick, but there you go. Okay, so any questions for me to pull cards off? I don't even think I've decided what deck I'm going to use. I should probably have done that before, eh? Does anyone get a preference? What deck do you want me to use? Right. Poor Simon doesn't appreciate Star Wars or Harry Potter. The Apple of iPhones and Macs, Chris. The Apple of iPhones and Macs. Oh, I'm not sure what that was in response to, Simon. Sorry, I've completely forgot. Smell-o-vision. Yeah, explaining pantheism. Yeah, that was the divinity is everything. A John D card. A John D card, Robin? Do you mean? I think I know the deck you mean. Ah, it's right. Is it this one you mean? Let me know if it's this one you mean, Robin. Star Wars is brilliant, based in Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, and it has so many archetypes with and parallels with tarot. It's perfect. I suppose everything is parallels with tarot, though, doesn't it? That's the whole point in tarot, is story and the human experience embodied. But yeah, no, sorry, I sounded like I was disagreeing with you there. I wasn't, Justin. I agree with you completely. Let's move that out of the way. And probably don't need to see my. It's just going to be distracting. Robin says yes. So you want a card pulled from this deck, Robin? Okay, okay. These cards are so flexible, I wonder, and pliable, I wonder. I'll shuffle them this way. Yeah. Oops, no. There we go, you're bending them though. What tarot related content? Oh, thank you, Caroline. Very sweet of you. This is where I find out how far behind I am. Malamir, hi Malamir, how you doing? Love you. Oh, thank you. I don't normally wear my glasses. I was actually just saying that today. I don't normally wear them because they reflect the screens, but I've apparently forgotten today. Somebody was saying something there. What blood type are you? I don't actually know what blood type I am, Angela. I've no idea. If you could jump into and visit any one of the 78 cards, which one would you choose and why? Oh, good question. Probably the sun, I think, just to get that joyful feeling. Or maybe like the Ten of Cups or something. You know, one of those happy cards. I don't really want to jump into a dark, gloomy card, to be honest. It's going to annoy me if I don't find that. Oh, I think this was it from Angela. What tarot related content creator have you been following on YouTube the longest? Kelly Bear. Kelly Bear was how I found the tarot community. So Kelly Bear is the answer to that. I found Kelly Bear because I was looking for videos on the Witches tarot, back the Canon Read one. So that's the one that I recently sent Simon, and I actually did it as a deck of the day one of the times I took over foreign stream. So I was looking for videos on that deck, and that was how I found Kelly Bear. What I'm probably going to do, guys, I think I'm quite far behind. If it's okay, I will. Oh, Sarah's popped in but can't stay because of work calls. Well, thanks very much for popping in, Sarah. What I'll do is I'll scroll to the bottom if I've missed anything, if there's anything that, you know, anyone wants to ask me, or particularly if you've got a question for the cards that I've just glossed over. Deanne, I know Deanne usually keeps me right with that. Then yeah, please let me know. For people who are asking what deck this is it's one of these kind of starter packs that you can get. I just call it the Jonathan D tarot because it's a guy called Jonathan D that's kind of, I think, designed it, and it's been illustrated by Shirley Barker. So I suppose I should say Jonathan D and Shirley Barker tarot. But yeah, it's just one of these kind of cheap tarot kits that you can get. So sorry, Robin, you asked me about half an hour ago to pull a card for you. So let's go. Card for Robin. Oh, you've got the lovely Queen of Cups, Robin. There you go. So relax into your emotions. Listen to your heart. Listen to your unconscious, your subconscious as well. I actually heard just like an hour ago. Well, no, because I was live just an hour ago. But an hour and a half ago, somebody told me, or I heard it was on a TV program, your conscious can process 16 bits of information at one time. Your unconscious can process something like 11,000 per minute or per second, I think it is. It's really annoying that I can't remember the numbers. I want to say 11 million, but that feels a bit far-fetched. So yeah, basically the idea is your unconscious mind can process a hell of a lot more than what your conscious mind can. Sometimes if you're trying to work through something, if you're trying to work through a problem, it's best to kind of just take a step back. Don't react right away. Let yourself kind of have that processing time. Let your unconscious unravel the problem for you. Quite often, there's a reason that sleep on it is such a prominent expression when we think about dealing with problems. It's because it's, you know, it is quite an effective thing to do if you've got something that you're struggling with, especially if it's something that pushes your buttons, you know, that touches a nerve with you. Your unconscious has this way of kind of processing things when you're sleeping, but just even when you're, you know, when you're awake, but your mind's on other things, your unconscious is slowly but surely working on that thing. And then see when you come to sit down and look at it again, you'll find that the problem isn't as problematic as what it was last time. The Queen of Cups is all about kind of relaxing into that kind of emotional, unconscious realm. So she is. And she's all about kind of trusting her emotions and her feelings as well. So there we go, Robin. That's the message that I think that this has got for you. Thank you. So does anyone else want to be reading? Sandy came up to get my mum to make me a cup of tea there, and he went to reach around and get it, and then he got a fright because he thought he was going to be on camera, so he stopped and I had to hand it round to him. That was why I was chuckling. Let's see. Who's that? Caroline says, can I have a reading? You sure can. Can you see her close up? Oh, sorry, Robin, I've just shuffled her back in. I will find her again for you. Deanne, can you let me know? Is it Caroline that's next? Or have I missed someone? Sorry. So distracted today, aren't I? I'm kind of all over the place there, Shivers. Right, there we go. So there's our Queen of Cups. So she's got this beautiful golden aura, beautiful golden hair that's just kind of looks as though it's kind of moving in the wind. She's got her cup, holding her cup up. She looks as though she's looking at it, but not. She's not kind of looking down at it like that. She's just kind of looking at it out the corner of her eye. So it's this kind of mastery over the emotions. You know, she knows herself in depth. You know, she knows herself inside and out. She's got one eye on her emotions, but that's not everything. You know, that's not the only thing that she's taken in. It's not all about the emotional responses. It's very kind of controlled and yeah, just calm and collected. So yeah. Yep, Caroline is next. Amazing. Okay, Caroline. What do you want to ask? And do you want me to read with this, Caroline, or because apparently I'm just not with it today, so I didn't actually select a deck. So if you want to tell me your question, and if you have a particular deck request, I will read with pretty much any deck that you want, as long as I've got it, obviously. I can see a couple more questions, so we'll get Caroline and then we'll get to these other questions. Oh, Chris, general, I just want to see what you see. Sure. Okay. And then you just, does it matter what deck I use? Do you just want me to use this one, Caroline, or have you got a particular deck that you would rather I read for you with? Anyone is good. Right, let's just go with this one for now then. Right, a general reading then. So we're going to go strengths. Oh, we'll get the chariot for your strengths, Caroline. The chariot is all about, you know, the chariot deals with the different kind of, all of the shit that you've got going on. We see that being represented by the two sphinxes. Now, in most decks, we see the sphinxes being differentiated by colour, usually black and white. The black one normally means like your kind of base carnal desires, and the white one is like your sensible kind of looking out for the collective good type head. And it's all about how you like kind of, you know, bring those things together and get them pointing in the same direction in order to kind of drive the entire chariot forward. But to just kind of use, just to kind of talk generally, it's about getting your shit together and, you know, deciding what direction you want to go in, having that willpower, and then, you know, using that willpower to drive you forward. So that's a big strength for you. And, you know, well, there must be a reason why that's coming up for you. So that's what I think that means. Now, as a weakness, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe a resource issue. So there's maybe something you want to do. You've certainly got the willpower to do it, but have you got the resources to do it? You know, have you actually got all of the stuff that you need to drive this? That's maybe something to think about. And it could just be that you need to, not so much that it's something that you don't have, you know, and you just need to accept that you don't have it. The message there could be like, just think more consciously about resource. We automatically think, because it's like pentacles, coins, quite often we automatically think of money, but it doesn't just have to be money. When we're thinking about resource, time is a big resource that we have and that we give as well. You know, do you have the time to put into whatever it is that you're trying to do? If you're thinking about that and you're like, well, actually no, can we do some sort of, you know, can we problem solve? Can we think about everything that you're trying to do, and can we, like, maybe, is there something else that can get put in the back burner for now, to let you focus on what it is that you want to do, on what's important to you? An asset that you've got is the Hierophant, your community, the people around about you. All right, the Hierophant is all about community. Thank you very much. Cheers. Oh, excuse me. So the Hierophant is about community. It's about kind of learning to do something from the people that have already done it. So, and this is like very general, so I'm not, it's difficult because we don't have this back and forth where I can say, right, okay, well, what do you think these are talking about? And you can say, well, I want to learn to paraglide, right? And then I can say, right, okay, well, that is telling you that you've got books on paragliding, you've got paragliding instructors, you've got paragliding teachers that can actually help you out, they can show you how to do it. You know, it's difficult because we don't have that, but we're looking at, in that kind of vein, you know, we're looking at that kind of stuff. A big asset for you is the people around about you who can support you, okay? And an opportunity is the 10 of Wands. So there's an opportunity coming up for you, and you're going to have to be really mindful about how you, it's all this, it's this kind of resource thing again. Be really mindful about how you tackle it, okay? Because there's the potential to let yourself get so caught up in everything that you're trying to do. There's maybe a bit of this mindset where if I want it done right, I need to do it myself. And before you know it, you're taking on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things. You're trying to do all of them yourself. You're trying to do all of them to perfection. And, you know, before you know it, everything's going tits up in the air and, you know, nothing's really getting done. That's 10 of Wands, or it can be 10 of Wands energy. Again, you know, that's quite a negative interpretation of the 10 of Wands. It doesn't always have to be that way. It's all about, I mean, that 10 phase, you know, it's the 10 is telling you it's time to kind of pass the buck. It's time to move on. You know, think about what you can pass on, what you can delegate to someone else to do. Again, it's what we were kind of saying with this race. Think about what you can pass on to someone else to do, what you can delegate. Think about how you're applying your resource, how you're, you know, whether it's your money, your time, whatever it is, and don't try and take on too much. There's definitely an opportunity there for success, but just, you know, there's also an opportunity to burn yourself out. Alrighty. So Caroline, let me know how that was. I can see where you said anyone is good. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you want to ask any more questions based on just the cards that are on the table and the stuff that I've said. Or if you're happy just to kind of take it as a general and you can have a think about it and apply it to whatever you think that we're talking about here. Okay. Caroline's next, and then I think we have got Melissa Bobby. Hi Melissa, how are you doing? So you'd like a reading, please, and thank you. Yeah, absolutely. After Caroline, it's Melissa, Regina, and Kristen. And I think Robin wants to see how to riffle shuffle. Okay. I can't see anything more from Caroline at the moment, so Caroline, if you're watching this back or something, or if you decide you've got a question later, then you can shoot me out your message and we can have a chat. Right, riffle shuffling. So it's only really good, well, you can really do it with most decks, but The more pliable they are, the more flexible they are, the more you can do this, the better, obviously, because that's basically what you're doing. So I normally do it. So there's the pile of cards there, right? I'll put these on the table. I normally do it like this so as I don't end up reversing half of them by accident. I do that and I move that there, and then I pick them both up like that, okay? You're then, using your fingers like that to hold them, and then you're using your index fingers to kind of hold them in like that, and then you're slowly releasing these bits of the cards from your thumbs in a controlled way so that they kind of riffle together like so. So you can kind of see, in fact you can see really well on the camera there how I've done that. So that's the kind of riffle shuffle, and then the bridge or the riffle wave, basically you're just bending them like that, right? And then you start off by holding them with these fingers, and then when you let go and kind of ease up the pressure, they'll start to do the wave or do the bridge. And that is how you riffle shuffle. Okay. Oops. It's flying out left, right, and centre. Okay, Melissa, let's have a look. So you wanted the general as well. Was it just a general you wanted, Melissa? What you said? I would like a reading, please, and thank you. But you've not actually said. Have you got a specific question, Melissa, or is it just a general you're looking for? Let me know. Very welcome, Caroline. So Melissa, let me know if it's just a general you're looking for. I think it was, because when I was saying general, then you've not said, oh no, I have a question. So I'll do this as though it's a general, but you can kind of, you can chat away and let me know. So same style as last one, we'll pull 4 cards. We'll pull one for strengths, and you've got the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is really the ability to take on something new at its, at its core. An ace is all about potential energy, but not just about that, it's about seeing that through. So the ace is a great kind of card to see when you're looking to start something new, when you're looking to inject, so especially the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire, yeah. You're looking to inject some new energy into a situation, and the Wands Ace is an amazing card to have. I'd like a reading to see what's going on in the relationship between myself and my stepmother. Okay. No, that's absolutely fine. Slow typer. Right, okay. Cool. Right, I don't think strengths, weaknesses, assets and opportunity is going to be the best spread for us then. What I'll maybe do is I'll pull we can do a situation, advice and outcome spread. But bear in mind that Ace of Wands, because it was on the table, so it was there for a reason. So is the relationship changing? Has it changed in some way? Is there some new dynamic that's been introduced into the relationship that's causing a shift? That's something to think about. But let's have a look and see. So okay, so the situation. Oh, we've got another fire card. So we've got the Knight of Wands. So really high fire energy, high passion, and you see that in the Ace of Wands as well. There's a lot of passion, a lot of kind of. What's the best way to describe the wands in this situation? It can be like the wands, when you're looking at the relationship between two people, the wands cards, they can be really good in that they show loyalty. but at the same time, they can sometimes verge towards this kind of hubris, this kind of arrogance, this pig-headedness, this kind of boldness that can sometimes cause a bit of friction. And we have a hell of a lot of fire going on here. Okay, so is there maybe been, is it one of those relationships that when it's going good, it's amazing, everything's awesome, but when things get a bit heated, it can maybe, be quite difficult? Is that maybe why we're seeing the Knight of Wands here? Knight of Wands is the kind of, quite often the chasing your tail energy, expending all this energy and not really getting much done out of it. So that's the situation. That's what we're looking at just now. The next card is probably the most important because that's the advice. Four of Cups, cool off a wee bit. Maybe spend a wee bit of time just with a wee bit of distance. Just to let those emotions settle down a wee bit and stabilise themselves. Where's it going? The outcome card. We've got the Eight of Pentacles there. The Eight of Pentacles is kind of it's not a negative card, it's a good card. It's kind of like the business as usual type card, If you get this in a working situation, you're basically nothing, nothing terrible, but nothing incredibly interesting's happening either. So in that vein, in the same way, if we're looking at this relationship, then the direction that it's going in is that we see growth, we see things kind of stabilizing and just kind of starting to kind of pan out as normal again. Are you going to be, the best of friends and going on holidays together and doing lots of kind of amazing, exciting stuff? Based on this reading alone, I probably wouldn't say so. But what I would say is everything seems to be kind of stabilizing. Everything seems to be kind of getting back to that kind of stable, that stable position that you're kind of looking for. But that Four of Cups, bear that Four of Cups in mind. So what you could say here. So see what advice they have. It's a new dynamic after my dad passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, absolutely. You can see that just kind of completely pulling the rug out from under both of your feet. So yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. She's an Aries and I'm a Cancer. Yeah, she's stubborn and cold for a fire sign. She is incredibly difficult. I have been keeping my distance. Okay. The most important thing is just to keep yourself, I think, with that Four of Cups, it's keeping yourself calm and collected, not reacting too much to whatever's being thrown at you. I think that's your best bet. If she is all this fire that we're seeing, then maybe it's maybe getting a rise out of you, getting a reaction out of you. Maybe there's a bit of a kick that's gotten out of that. So the best way that you can handle the situation is just don't rise to it. Don't give, if that is indeed what's happening, don't give her what she's looking for. Just keep yourself calm and collected. I mean, says me, and I'm the one who shouts and swears at PlayStation games, but I think the point is, don't, if you feel yourself, you know yourself more than anyone, right? So if you feel yourself getting quite heated or getting quite emotional or upset or angry, if you feel those emotions starting to boil up in you, then remove yourself from the situation. Let yourself kind of cool off, calm down. Because keeping a level head is definitely, I think, the best way forward for you. So yeah. I hope that was helpful. So that makes sense. I do have to keep my cool. She does like to get her eyes out of me. You're shouting swear at PlayStation games too. Good. That makes two of us. And you're very, very welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've got Regina, and then we've got the lovely Kristen. Regina. Where are you? And there we are. What's the next right thing to do for my work? And what was the next right thing for Regina to do for work? So what will we say? We'll look at the current situation. We'll look at the answer to the question, the advice as to what you should do, and then we'll have a wee look at the outcome. So kind of the same spread as what I just did for Alyssa. Okay. So is there changes happening? Has something been given up? We've got a hangman situation. So that would suggest that, things have kind of been turned on their heads. There's a situation happening at work that it's kind of taking you for a bit of a ride, It'll be a situation that you're really not familiar with at all. And it's one of those situations where if you try and apply old thinking, old logic to it, it's just not quite going to cut it. The hanged man can only move on when he learns to accept the position that he's in. If he's trying to, what's the word? Like, oh gosh, sorry, I've forgotten how to get English. Like if he's trying to make everything really logical, he's trying to logically work everything out and, turn everything on its head, the way your brain works, the way it takes in images and flips them. If he's trying to turn that into what he's familiar with, then that's just going to hold him back. That's going to keep him in that phase. Only when he learns to let go of things that don't serve him anymore, and when he accepts the position that he's in, that is when he can kind of move forward. Sorry, I keep saying he. Hangman. That's when they can move forward. What's the advice about what you should do next, though? Oh, we've got another moving forward card. We've got the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, we do quite often associate this with movement, but the swords is the mind. It might involve a physical move, Regina, right? That might be the answer, but the physical part of the move isn't what's important. It's what's going on up here. The key, the thing that you really want to do is move yourself into a situation where you can kind of stabilize your thoughts. You can just kind of quiet your mind a wee bit, and it's almost like being able to see the way forward. Okay. Six of Swords in the Mariel is a lovely, lovely card. What we see is the angel Raphael guiding the different aspects of the self, the id, the child self, the animal self. It's almost like he's guiding them home, taking them home, bringing them into alignment. When we feel really scattered or frantic up in our heads, it can really it can consume us. Quite often we find it really difficult to think about anything else properly. But the Six of Swords is kind of like what some would call the go-to therapy card, or it's just all about kind of getting things straightened out in your head and being able to kind of see things a bit more clearly. It might involve a physical move, but it's more like changing your mindset. Is the point. That's the objective. The outcome. Oh, we've got this Ace of Wands popping up. So we do have a new start. We do have this new change, this new energy being injected into the situation, which, if these are accurate as to how you're feeling at work, then I'm guessing that this is a welcome thing. I don't really like to make solid predictions because I don't really, that's not my style of reading. However, if we were going to be pulling cards for getting a new job, if I was to go through and pick cards that I thought meant looking for getting a new job, then these would probably be cards I would be picking. You've got this Wands, fire, that's all about our purpose, and quite often that will relate to our work. The fact that there's an ace suggests that we've got that kind of changing situation. we've got the movement here, the change that we see here, you know, that's moving from the choppy waters to the calmer waters. And we've got this hanged man as well, which is all about kind of letting go, sacrifice, changing, you know. So I see changes for you, whether it's changing your job role, whether it's changing jobs altogether, or whether it's just kind of being able to change your mindset in order to maybe see things from a different angle. Yeah, I think that's what I say, Regina. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so Regina, you can let me know if that makes sense. You can let me know how that was. Hopefully that was okay for you. Quite often what I like to do when I'm reading, you'll have seen when I do the roundtable readings, is I like to have a conversation. I like to ask the person that I'm reading for, you know, what does that mean to you? What do you think that means? Sometimes I think that's the most magical bit of a tarot reading. It's getting the person, because it all comes from the, you know, it's got to come from the person. It's all about, you know, how they know the most about their situation. And I always think it's really interesting to see how they interpret them, how they pick up on what they're seeing. So yeah, I think we've got Kristen. Finally, a non-spiritual question from me. How do I deal with the utter boredom of most of my work assignments? Leaving isn't an option, way too many benefits. Gosh, maybe I can get an answer to this as well, Kristen. So shit. I don't know if I said hi to you before, but it's lovely to see you. Are you making Star Wars cards for us as we read? It resonates. I know exactly which work the thing this is relating to. Good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Okay, so how do we deal with the boredom? How does Kristen deal with the boredom that is just the mundanity of everyday work stuff, yeah? Okay, so what situation are we dealing with? We're dealing with the Five of Cups. We're dealing with a change in emotions. That quite often when we look at this as the kind of grieving card or the sadness card or the kind of the card where you grieve and you deal with through. Wow. The card where you try and kind of deal with your own, how you feel about stuff. Quite often though, that shift, that instability comes from a change in cups work in the realm of the feelings and the emotions and stuff. So how you're feeling about something has changed. That can sometimes come when the novelty of something wears off. So if you've been doing something for so long that it's just not interesting anymore, that can cause that shift in emotions that leaves us just feeling shit about it, basically. Okay. It's almost like I actually shouldn't use terms like grieving for this, but it's almost like you want to get back to how you felt about the thing before. Do you know what I mean? What's the advice though? This is the important. The Hermit. That's still very helpful, is it? If I'm being totally honest, I was maybe looking for some advice for myself, because I can totally relate to your question, Kristen. Like absolutely 100% relate to your question. There's times when I just deal with this as well, but the Hermit, quite often the Hermit is telling you that the answers are within you. Do you know what I mean? It's not about getting the answer from someone else who's done it before, or you know, it's not about someone else to basically bring the answer to you on a platter. It's about spending some time maybe not literally on your own, but just spending some time gaining some self-awareness. Once you, and this is my big issue, is my self-awareness. I'm like the least self-aware person in the world, right? But once you kind of just take some quiet time and really assess how you feel about the situation, you might feel a bit clearer about what it is that you need to do, if there is anything that you need to do in order to find a way forward. And when you find a way forward, your outcome, well, we've got the Four of Wands, which is a lovely wee card. It says this, we see the stability of the home in the cards here. The Four Wands are making this kind of frame, and they're framing the house. So, what I would say is things are going to turn out fine. Maybe it's saying that this kind of phase that you're going through, this kind of feeling that you're having just now, where you're just a bit scunnered with the mentality, like I say, of just everyday shit that you have to do, it is going to come to a kind of natural conclusion, and you're maybe going to get some of that fire back. But it's not really the best advice card. I'm sorry. I didn't really need a pack of cards to, we didn't need the tarot to tell us, or just kind of spend some time, reflect. But that's what they want to say. Unless you have any brainwaves about what the Hermit might mean, Kristen, for you personally. Or maybe it's just about, enjoying the so you don't spend 100% of your time on these mundane tasks feeling bored at work. It's just when you are working. And I know that can, gosh, I definitely know that can feel like it is all the time, but it's just a fraction of your day, of your week, that you actually spend working. So look to the times where you're not doing that, your evenings after you finish work, plan them out so that you're doing stuff that you enjoy. For me, for example, I've obviously got all of you guys on a Thursday. This is my thing that I enjoy, one of my things that I enjoy in the evenings. Right now, I'm rewatching the Criminal Minds series, so that's something that I kind of look forward to, and it just makes my evenings a wee bit more enjoyable. So just look to those times when you do get to spend time in your cave away from your work, and make sure that you're enjoying yourself. Wow, I'm yapping up. I can see that the lovely Henry has come in. Hi, Hen. How are you? And is Ashley here as well? Yeah, she's there. Lovely, is she? Right, let's see how we're getting on. So there was Robin asking to be taught to riffle shuffle. Thank you very much, Deanne. Yeah. Chakra Healing Tarot Kickstarter. Click on that link. I'm just looking to see if we've got any more questions. Thanks for the lesson, said Robin. Are you just randomly sprinkling in the links that we've talked about, Jan? Thank you so much. Oops. Oh, you said that was all you saw. Cool. So, does anyone else have any more questions that they want to put to the cards? Or shall we call it a night? Shall I catch up with the chat and then call it a night? There's Hen coming in. issue as well. So hen and issue then you want to ask questions. Jumped out of bed to save my statues and had to stand there for nearly a minute until, oh, this is the quakes that you're having. You look forward to tarot things, Kristen? Me too. Thank goodness for YouTube, eh? Yeah, and the awesome Scottish Yoda. Thank you very much, Ishi. How about a clarifying card? Oh, for the middle position. Well, let's see what you've got your Ten of Cups as your bottom card. I don't really tend to read shadow cards, but you've got your Ten of Cups as the bottom card, and I think that's supposed to kind of over the whole thing. So family, you know, you've got your family there. We can add them up and see. So we've got 9, we've got 4 is 13, and we've got 5. So that takes us to 19. Yeah. No, it doesn't. 18. Because 5 and 4 is 9, plus 9 is 18. So we'll get the moon. So the personality of the reading is the moon. So it's all about kind of navigating that kind of difficult situation that we're not quite used to. Quite often when we're in that moon energy, things quite often feel as though they're coming from the unconscious. It's not something that you've got much control over. How you're reacting to the situation is, it's very much about reaction. I'm blabbing, I'm talking, and not really making too much sense, and I'm very conscious of that. So let's think, what are we trying to say here? Pay close attention to your feelings when you're in moon energy, all right, because it's all happening in the feelings. Don't act out of fear. I suppose when we relate back to the question, I suppose it's not so much about acting out of fear, but when you're feeling this kind of negative way about how things are going in work, just don't act from that negative place. Don't make decisions purely based on, oh well, I feel shit about that particular bit of it. Don't make big decisions based on that kind of that negative place that sometimes it takes you to. We kind of need to be careful when we're in that place. Yeah. Is there anything more we can say there? I suppose with moon energy, again, like when we're in the moon, it has the day and the night, they're a cycle, You're not always going to feel like this. This is just a wee phase that you're going through. Eventually the sun's going to come up and you'll be in that kind of sun phase and the sun is, it gives us energy, it makes us feel happy and joyful, fulfilled. And yeah. So, sorry, Kristen, I feel as though that was really very much all over the place and not very helpful to you. But yeah, get off the couch and work in the study alone, which is a more pleasant place. Right, okay. Break up my work and do something at night. It's Candy Soul and Soil. Hi, Candy. How are you? Yeah, let's see. What other chat have we got? Simon's going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for being here, Simon. And we shall all see you tomorrow for the final porridge stream. So excited. Robin says someone made off with my Amazon delivery. What? Are you joking? Don't think I can deal with any more card readings for myself today, but thanks, Chris. Oh, that's okay, Jen. No worries at all. It's just because I saw you coming in. Before I wrapped up, I wanted to give you the opportunity. But that's cool. I hope you're doing okay. Hi Sheila, how are you doing? Any chance you can tell me which apartment number ripped off my Amazon delivery? No, sorry, Robin, I'm afraid. My cards aren't very good at doing that. Do you know, I wonder, see if you took every single card in the deck and did the, you know, I do the adding up thing and reduce it down. I wonder what major you would get. So you would need to do 4 1s plus 4 2s plus 4 3s, etc., all the way up to 14, and then 1 add 2 add blah 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 up to add 21, wouldn't you? See what that gives you, and then reduce the number down. That can be our homework next time. Your homework. Sounds like right, Dick. Thanks, Chris. I think it does help perspective on emotions. Not at all. I'm glad it was of some help. Candy, totally knackered. Oh, I'm sorry, Candy. It's been a long day. Lovely. Well, I hope that you're taking some time to chill out just now. And I hope that you have a better day tomorrow. And then it's the weekend. I don't know if like you kind of work at the weekend or if you've got a lot on at the weekends, but hopefully that gives you a wee bit of let up, you know, a bit less to do and a bit more time to catch up with yourself. Okay. Right, guys, I think that we've come to a natural stopping point, haven't we? But so we'll leave it there. But thank you so much all for being here. It's been lovely to spend the time with you and chat away to you as always. If I've got anything I want to tell you before we go, I suppose just to kind of reiterate, Malamir's Kickstarter, the Chakra Healing Tarot. Check it out if you haven't already, and consider, you know, if you like the deck, then consider supporting. And follow me on Instagram is it at, or is it just Elemental Cartomancy? Oh, I don't know. Deanne's been putting the link in, so she has, so you'll be able to find the link in the chat somewhere. But yeah, I made up an Instagram recently, so follow us. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Take care, and I shall see you next time. Bye, everyone.